Hi, this is Christy with Twisted Twine Woodworking. Today we're going to build this rose of many colors. I've been inspired by so many makers on Instagram who make beautiful pieces of art, so I figured I would give it a try and see what I could come up with. Naturally, I wanted to use the different types of wood that I normally would make projects out of, since each of those different types of wood have a unique and special meaning in my life. I found this rose stencil online, and there's really almost an unlimited selection of different types of stencils. So if there's something else that you're interested in making, just Google it and print it out in the form of a stencil. After making sure that I had one of each of the different petals, I used spray adhesive to match up the petal with the different types of wood. I used a combination of plain down fence lumber, rough barn lumber, chestnut oak, and walnut, all from the family farm. I think the bandsaw is one of my favorite tools in the shop. It's so versatile, you can do so many things with it. I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. First time I'd really used one was at Jimmy DeRessa's class that he had at his farm in May of 2019. It was really a great opportunity to get to use a wide variety of tools and get a better understanding hands-on of how they work safely. Keep in mind that these bandsaw clips are at 4 times speed, so I actually go quite slow when I'm working with it, just because I want to be extra careful and do as good a job as I can. I reassembled the pattern pretty much every time I did anything with it, just to make sure I didn't lose a piece. This one is old barn lumber that's been planed down. That's a piece of chestnut white oak. It's a piece of walnut. Another piece of walnut. The belt sander worked really good to be able to trim all of the bandsaw marks down, as well as get things closer to where the cut marks should be. After I took all of the template pieces of paper off, I put it together and then realized that I had 2 pieces of chestnut oak right next to each other, which I didn't think looked very good together. So I grabbed an old piece of the worn, weathered barnwood and went ahead and cut another piece out. Definitely like the change. And now to do the shaping of take the edge off the corners, kind of give it that rounded look. I clamped my orbital sander into the vise so that I could sand each individual piece to a higher grit. And now it's time to build the frame that the rose is going to be mounted on. I cut a dado in each of the frame pieces for the 1/4-inch plywood to fit into and ultimately be the frame that the rose will be mounted on. I wasn't happy with how the mitered corners turned out on the frame, so I decided to add an extra little piece of embellishment to cover them up. The reason this piece is so special to me is because it represents so many different aspects of my life and my family, in each of these different types of wood that I've used on the project. The rough weathered pieces are old oak barn lumber from the family farm. They stand out the most to me since they are my history. My dad and my grandpa and my great-grandpa building these barns and investing their time and their lives and to carry on this family tradition. So many memories of working on the farm, hauling hay or taking care of livestock and even learning how to milk a cow by hand, or watching my brother dance around the feed stall as a mouse ran up his pant leg when we were kids. The dark brown pieces are walnut that were salvaged last fall from a tree up on the hill past my parents' house. So far, I've already used pieces from that tree for my mom's Lazy Susan and my daughter's power carved bowl, as well as the handbag that I recently finished. The light pieces of wood are chestnut oak. My dad and my brother last fall were at an estate auction for a farm down the road, and they ran across a whole collection of milled up lumber that was taken off of that local farm but never put to use, so they bought the whole lot of it. The medium brown smooth pieces were used as fencing around the barn lot. They served as the top of the tall fence, giving that extra level of security to keep whatever was supposed to stay in the barn lot in the barn lot. Here we go.
Are you happy, girl?
Woo! Smell that.
And the slack's pretty bad too.